Hello awesome YouTubers, GOTY here with a very long awaited Project Cars review. The reason it's so long is mainly because I wanted to wait till fixes were made, updates and DLC before I made a final decision, because the games can improve a lot with updates and DLC. And on top of that, I wanted to try the game with a wheel, and I had to wait to get a wheel with force feedback, because I can't go and do a review on a game just based upon me using a controller. So let's start. Well, this is a big step in the direction I want in a simulator. Large amount of tracks, large variation in cars, dynamic time and weather, damage, though it's not, like I said, brilliant. It's there, but I think they can improve upon it. But it's all going in the right direction. It all has the bit I love about it, and why I prefer it to Gran Turismo, except in one aspect, is each car is unique. Each car's been fully detailed. Each car has sound that doesn't sound like a hairdryer. What I mean by that, I mean by it doesn't go like that. You know what I mean? Anyone who's played Gran Turismo knows what I mean. They're all unique and have very different like physics to them, and that's what I like. Sadly, pit stops hasn't been added. I don't know if they're going to add them now, but they did say the reason they weren't is because they weren't just going for a default pit stop, they were going for a unique one with each car, which I like, because Gran Turismo, I don't even know if it has pit stops. But first of all, track list, massive, absolutely huge. There's tracks from America, Europe, tons in England. I mean, like things like Alton Park and Cadwell Park don't normally get shouted out in simulation games. I mean, there's obviously pit tracks you've never probably heard of, like Croft, and there'll be ones in America and stuff. And there's the Asian tracks. There's a track on each continent except Antarctica, before anyone comments. So that's brilliant. There's tons of tracks, and I prefer a large amount of tracks over cars, because that's just me. I just like, you know, that big track list. But 35 locations with the DLC. That's twice of Gran Turismo Sport, twice of Assetto Corsa, more than Gran Turismo 6. I don't know about Forza's, but yeah, it kicks the butt when it comes to track list. I am disappointed they didn't add ovals like they said they were going to do, and some of the historic layouts, but they did give reason due to AI issues and license issues. They did give reason. They weren't just arrogant and didn't tell us why they weren't in the game. But there's a sequel coming, and they're adding more locations, new types of motorsport. They're bringing rally and rallycross, which is I'm excited for as well. So they're adding more. And I mean, it's brilliant. And I was just looking at the forums as well. They literally will go, people are asking, where's the safety car? And they're like, oh, we didn't want to add it in because we thought it'd be boring, but we'll add it in for the sequel. And then they were like, adding rallycross, band race cars. And the bit I like about this game is the variation in cars. There's karts, Le Mans prototypes, Grand Tourers, touring cars, NASCAR, IndyCar, Formula 1, other open wheels. There's loads. There's literally loads. It kicks the butt. And V8 supercars here as well. I mean, games like Gran Turismo don't have them. The only ones I would say it doesn't have that it needs is Super GT and Formula E. I'd probably say, in my opinion. And obviously more manufacturers like Nissan and Lamborghini and Ferrari. But apart from that, I love the variation, because I just don't like a game that has like one car of its class. It's like, really? Why? It's like, why can't you have more variations rather than having 10 million GT cars and having one that's like, yeah, that's what I don't like about it, in things like Gran Turismo. But where it lacks is car list. Loads of tracks, but not a lot of cars. There's like 80 cars, I think, which is nothing. It's like less than half of Forza, and Forza was panned, well, not panned, but it was shunned for having a low car list. But so yeah, and no pit stops either. But the pit stops were meant to come in because they were going to have a unique pit stop with each, you know, car, because obviously the wheel nuts and the fuel jacks are at different heights. But that hasn't seemed to have appeared. Overall, the updates have made the game better, I think. Overall, a lot better the game's become. The lack of cars does mean you can focus on more cars and improve on more cars. When you first begin to play the game, though, it's horrible. It's horrible on the controller anyway. It's not very controller friendly. I will put it down for not being controller friendly. I got used to the wheel a lot quicker than being controller friendly, though I would warn anybody who's new to a wheel, be careful, because there's a lot of setup required to feel comfortable, especially in this game, because some of the rally games I've just plugged in and you can go, while some of them you do have to mess around for ages, and this is one of them games. So despite having that, I like a lot of it, and the only things, if you wanted to be more realistic, that they could add in the sequels, formation laps and more of the rules, which would be awesome. But they're going to add all these things that weren't in this game in the sequel, which is what I'm looking forward to. So the sequel should be better, and especially for one thing that I really hope they improve, and it's the physics. This is the downside of the game. The physics are awful. The tyre physics are broken. Some tyre, I know different tyres heat up quicker than others, but some tyres I'll be going around and they'll just instantly overheat, and then others will just never warm up, and it's not like it's a cold day, it's like scorching hot day in Willow Springs, and I'm on soft tyres and they're the ones that heat up quickest. It's like, yeah, that's broken there. And on top of that, the other thing that was broken is the AI seem to have got worse with the update. They've got a lot clumsier. Like, on the release of the game they were a lot better and spatial aware, but they've got clumsier. But I hope they can improve all that with the sequel, the physics and the AI. It needs improving, and then I'll probably say it beats Gran Turismo, because Gran Turismo physics is so much better. Oh, and the worst bit is there's no aero physics. Formula 1 cars about 150 mile an hour have enough downforce to go upside down if they found a tunnel. Not in this game. You go over in the Nürburgring, you go wee, and you take off. I mean, you will in old F1 cars, but no. I also like here that you can change the session length, and you can change difficulty of each event. It's brilliant. That's a good idea. And dynamic time and weather, that's important, because that's realistic. You don't want to put in real racing, you don't want to go, oh yeah, I know it's going to rain exactly 3 o'clock, I'll get my wets on then. You want to have it to be unpredictable, and that's what I like about it, and that's what Gran Turismo doesn't have. Again, they're just going with the set weathers on each track, which annoys me, and I like that idea. I just like dynamic stuff. Going on to online now. Online is how you would find any sim game. You'll get the really good people and the really awful people. Mostly it's full with awful people. You'll have one good person. Pole really doesn't make a difference. In fact, pole's bad on online because everyone just doesn't brake and plows into you. So there's a lack of rules online, because there's like, you can, certain tracks, if you go off, you'll get penalised for 5 seconds wherever you cut the track. So if you cut the track slightly, you've lost loads of time. But if you like cut the track, like the chicane at Monza, it's not made a single difference, if you know what I mean. So yeah, it's a bit broken there. And the career's how I like it, realistic with contracts, and you can work your way up or start whenever you want. No stupid cash thing, and that's what I like. I'm going to rate this game 8 out of 10. Great tracks. I love the dynamic features. It feels realistic to a level, though they need to sort out the physics and the online. But apart from that, this is a series that has great potential, and if it sorts its problems out, it will beat Forza and Gran Turismo. Thanks for the review, and I will see you in my next